What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and finally I can do a video about the V710 update since we had that emergency maintenance that lasted for about 8 hours, which was absolutely ridiculous. But there was a massive issue that needed to be fixed, as many of you are already well aware of. People in the story mode found out that whenever they were combining their fragments, that they were able to get some insane rewards. It was pretty absurd, the kind of rewards that people were getting. Tons of P cards, tons of CTPs, just absolutely insane what they were able to get. So Netmarble had to quickly address it and try to fix this issue, which did take us a long time. I mean, 8 hours is quite a while. I'm pretty sure it was 8 hours. And they did compensate us by giving us some crystals and boost points. So they gave us 50 boost points, 100 energy, and a 6-star hero chest. And then they also gave us And then they also gave us 1,000 crystals, more boost points, so 100 boost points in total, 200 energy, and 2 6-star hero chests, which I think is actually pretty good. That's actually a pretty good compensation. I'm actually really happy with that. However, there is an issue where right now they've temporarily banned certain accounts because of doing card crafting with the cards that they got from the combining fragments in the story mode. And the problem with that is they don't really know, like, they banned a lot of these people, but they don't know which ones they're going to ban for a long time, ban forever, if they're just going to ban them for a week. I mean, in the forums it said, they're going to temporarily ban them, which, I mean, to me it's kind of hard to quantify what people should be banned and what people shouldn't. Personally, I don't think anybody should be banned at all. I realize there's going to be people out there that took advantage of the system, but there was a lot of people, including content creators, that actually got a lot of resources out of this deal, right? They did a lot, and they even reported it to Netmarble, let them know on Twitter. And speaking of which, I want to talk a little bit about how people were attacking Beast Mode Gaming. Shout out to you, Beast Mode, for showing up on Twitter and letting them know that, hey, letting Netmarble know, hey man, you need to fix this issue. This is out of hand. We are getting insane rewards at an insane amount by combining our story fragments. So he did the right thing by addressing this issue, because whether it was him or whether it was someone else, Netmarble was going to do this. They were going to address this issue. They would have found out sooner or later. And personally, I think sooner is better than later, because the sooner they fix the problem, the sooner they address it, the less people have to deal with this bull crap. I'm pretty fortunate. I didn't do any combining. I didn't do anything like that. In fact, by the time that I started playing the game, I bought all the uniforms. I went ahead and leveled up Call here, got him level 60. By the time I did all of that, then the game went under maintenance. So I never even had a chance to even try to combine story mode fragments. So I never even went through that. But a lot of players out there did. And I just don't think any of them should be reprimanded. I don't think any of them should. I realize people did take advantage of the system, but it's Netmarble's fault, right? It's Netmarble's fault. And they should be the ones to, just take their losses, right? They should just count their losses or live with it, because I don't see how they can be fair about doing this amongst all the players. I mean, how will they know? How are they going to quantify who was worse than others, who deserves to be reprimanded and who does not? So, let me know in the comments what you all think about that. So let's talk about the actual update, because this update is actually pretty phenomenal. The first thing I want to touch on is the card crafting. This is an amazing quality of life change for all of us. I love this, because now I can take all of it, and this means you too, guys. All of us can take all of these resources and make level 2 uniform chips. I don't know why you'd make uniform upgrade kits. You get plenty of those from the Dimension missions, but you can actually make these chips, and the uniform chips would be the best ones here, at least in my opinion. But all these resources, the gear up kits, all these resources that you can use to make these uniform chips, we don't usually use anymore. If you have a lot of tier 3s and tier 2s, all of your characters at tier 2, then you're not really using these things anymore. So you guys can see that I have, 28,000 gear up. I mean, I have insane amount of materials here, and I can actually max this out and get almost 1,400 of these level 2 uniform chips. That is crazy. That is so amazing. And not only that, but if you want to make tier 3 materials, this is so freaking cool because you can choose which one of these materials you want. Everybody's going to be in different places in the game. This helps all of the player base. And that's what I love about it, because it helps all of us. So, all of us are going to have like these different amounts of certain materials. For example, I have over 4,000 EOD and I have 1,700 TCP. Now, I know a lot of you have the opposite. You have more TCP than EOD. For some reason, this is how it worked out for me. But the cool thing is now I can use EOD to make more TCP. I can balance out my materials to where I can keep leveling up characters and leveling up tier 3s. And this is freaking amazing. So, whatever position you are in the game, if you have an excess amount of a certain material, you can actually use that material to try to build up upon another material that you need. It's so freaking awesome. I absolutely love the crafting system. Now, let's talk about these characters, because I got to tell you, these characters are just, guys, they're so much better. It's not even funny. But let's get into Ebony. Now, Ebony, I don't know yet because I don't have his new uniform. None of us do. It's going to show up in a couple weeks. But this thing is pretty phenomenal. It gives him a 35% increased damage to universal types. So they upped it 10% more compared to his last uniform. And then 35% decreased damage received from universal type characters, which is going to make him better in PvP, right? And it's going to, make him better in PvE. It's going to help your survivability if you're facing universal characters like Null. And it's going to increase your damage to them. But check this out. The passive, increased damage dealt to superhero faction by 50%. This only applies to himself. And increased damage to supervillain faction by 30%. And then he gets an increased skill damage by 40%, bonus damage by 30%. I mean, this is amazing for him. So he gains another 10% damage to universal types for himself, and that applies to all allies, the uniform effect. But he also gets this damage to superheroes and supervillains. And the superhero by 50% is nuts. If we ever get a World Boss Legend where we face an actual superhero, which I don't know if that's ever going to happen, he is going to be an insane support, especially with his leadership to energy attack. That's just going to be crazy, but it's only going to be for him. And then his passive, increased mind damage by 30%, decreased damage received by 30%. The 1 does have a paralysis that applies to World Boss, which is great for CC, on top of the 10-second mind control that he already has. The 2 has incapacitation for 3 seconds, which could be good for PvP. The 3rd skill does give a mind resistance down that stacks up to 100%, which is awesome. So he's going to be really great against himself, and he has mind control. I said 10 seconds earlier, I meant 5 seconds. And then he gets a damage received increased by 6%. So something similar to Rachel. He's going to do a little bit more damage whenever he's taking damage, which is awesome. And he gets a 10% recovery of max HP heal and a 5-second immunity on the 3rd skill. The 4th skill gives him a bind, and the 5th skill actually gives him a 35% all attack buff, a crit rate buff by 1%. That's kind of silly that it's 1%. But it gives him invincibility for 6 seconds. So he gets invincibility. He gets immunity. I mean, the guy's pretty much going to be invulnerable most of the time. However, the thing you will notice is on the 5th skill, it's on a 22-second cooldown, which means this is going to be an 11-second cooldown skill, which means, you guessed it, rage, 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 my friends. So if we preview the skills, and this guy's skills look absolutely amazing. So check this out. And we'll turn the SFX on. I don't know if that's going to make a difference or not. I actually didn't try this with the SFX on, but we'll hit the 5th skill. Oh yeah, it does make a difference. Look at that. Look at that. So freaking dope. And then the 4th skill. Oh my lord, the tornado is such a beautiful dark blue, like midnight blue. I love it. And you got the aqua in there. Oh my god. His animations are gorgeous. Look at him. Oh my lord. But he's definitely going to be a rage guy. I almost guarantee the rage is what's going to be for this guy, because he doesn't deal any elementals, so we can't use a CTP of judgment on him. But wow. Animation is beautiful, and we didn't see no tier 3, nothing like that, no awakened skill, but they're going to give him something. They have to. And I still think this guy's probably going to get the tier 3 in the mid-month patch. I think they just don't want to spoil it yet. So if we take a look at Proxima, and Proxima, guys. Oh, Proxima. So Proxima gets this increased damage dealt to supervillains by 40%, or superheroes by 40%, and supervillains by 35%. That applies to all villain allies. So as long as you got her teamed up with a villain, they're going to benefit from that buff on top of her damn leadership. So if we back up a little bit and we look at that leadership, she's got the ignore target dodge rate by 45%. And if she has a CTP of energy on her, and she does play well with the proc, my friends, you don't need to have any ignore dodge strikers, which is awesome. And then she gets a critical damage increase by 30%, which won't really help her if she's got a CTP of energy, because more than likely she'll have max critical damage. But I'm telling you, with a proc, she plays very, very well. And you look at her tier 3, and I did go ahead in tier 3, as you all probably already noticed. I just couldn't wait. And I can tell you guys right now, the uniform itself, even without the tier 3, is nuts. With 11% pierce and 100% energy attack on my cards, she could easily do 99 call on my account before the tier 3. Yeah, she's freaking strong. But she's got remove all debuff, invincibility. I mean, I don't want to go into all of this, but she does have an all defense down that stacks up to 70%, which is crazy, my friends. Crazy. I mean, I'll do individual videos for all these characters. I just kind of want to talk about them a little bit. But I mean, she's got the all defense down on the 3rd skill. She's got the 5th skill that gives her a heal, the invincibility. Plus her 4-star passive is just crazy, right? When her HP is below 40%, she gets the 40% recovery of max HP. This can happen a couple times in a fight and gives her the invincibility. Her 5th skill gives her 40% attack buff. Her 4th skill gives her a 60% attack buff on top of the 30% crit rate and plus the paralysis. Just insane rework, guys. I mean, she's just bonkers. And, you know, the rotation that actually was thrown my way during my Twitch stream was, 5, 3, and then hold the 4 down, because you do have to hold this 4 down to get all of your buffs, to get that 60% all attack buff on the character. If you don't hold it, you're only going to get 20%. We'll talk about that in another video, but her skills are absolutely beautiful. I love the color scheme of these characters. Oh my God, I love it, I love it, I love it. We're just going to build up that tier 3 so you guys can check this out. Oh yeah, and that thing, by the way, just to let you guys know, from what I've done so far with just a little bit, just about an hour of streaming, you can cancel that tier 3. It's actually pretty amazing. You'll actually do an insane amount of damage canceling it. Proxima is a goddess, my friends. Standout character, I'm telling you right now, freaking nuts character. And then we have Supergiant. Now, Supergiant, compared to what she was, she really got the best rework, because she was at a place of total crap. And now she is strong. She is strong, my friends. They have done a lot for this character. Decrease all damage received by 33%. That's going to help her tankiness. Her 1, the 2, the 3 gives her the increased damage by 75% for 1 attack. And you can cancel this skill and go into another skill and actually get that damage proc, which is nuts. And it does have the ignore targeting. So she could be really great for PvP. The 4th skill gives her a crazy all defense down, paralysis, and then increased skill damage by 50%, which is pretty unique for this character. But I tell you what, that 4th skill does some serious damage. And then the 5th skill gives her a 40% attack buff and a crit rate buff by 40% and a heal. So good survivability, lots of extra damage. And then she has this here, which grants 75% visibility, ignore targeting. So whenever this thing procs, your opponents won't see you, which is good for PvP and good for PvE. We won't get into her awakened skill. Her leadership removes all debuffs, so she's still got that great leadership for PvP. So, I mean, she might be a PvP viable character, but I can tell you in PvE, she's actually pretty damn good. So you got the 5. Very, very nice skill. The 4. And from what I've done so far, the 4 definitely seems to where you want the damage proc. Oh, I just love these skills. Look at how beautiful they are. And then the 3rd skill. That 3rd one about blind you when you look at that thing. So freaking cool. And you got the mind control there. Oh my God. And we'll just look at the awakened skill real quick. My nose itches a little bit. I do love this awakened skill. I think it's fantastic. I love it. I love it. Let me know in the comments what character you'd like to see awaken first. Right now, I can do it to Corvus. I still got to get potential for Cull and Supergiant. But man, she is so much better than what she was. And guys, this is just an initial quick rundown. I mean, that's all this is. I'm not telling you, you know, like you should buy them or anything like that. But honestly, if you want to make any of these characters like the best that they could be, you really should buy it. Just the uniforms alone make them way stronger than what they were. Corvus, bonkers, my friends. He was amazing. I took him for a test run in Proxima against stage 99. And yeah, he murdered that thing in about 3 minutes with this crappy build and level 60 and no Urus. By the way, none of these characters have Urus on them. He is bonkers, my friends. He's got the passive, right? The 1, the 2, the 3, which gives him the all defense down. And then he gives him this crazy freaking heal. This heal is nuts. This dude won't die. And on top of that, he still has the damn revive, which is just crazy. It's crazy. He's so awesome, guys. I'm telling you. And then the 4th skill gives him the super armor for 5 seconds, so he won't get guard broken, and the damage proc. And I believe you can cancel this skill and get your damage proc on another skill, but you actually want to put it on the 4, at least from the testing I've done so far. And then the 5th skill actually gives him a 55% increase of all attack and the 6 seconds of invincibility. And the uniform effect actually gives him an increase to physical attack and an increased damage dealt to superheroes by 30%. And again, that could be really great for PvP and really good for PvE if you're facing the mutants, but most of us don't do that. But look at this guy's skills. I mean, seriously. The 4th skill. And this is the skill you pretty much want that proc on. You'll get the invincibility from the 5 and go into the 4. We'll talk more about skill rotations whenever I do individual videos for these characters. I want to play with them a little bit more before I start telling you guys exactly what rotation you should play with. But God, these skills are so gorgeous. Oh, I love them so much. I love them so much. I know the Awaken skill is the same as Supergiants, but I got to do it. I got to do it, right? I got to do it for old Corvus. And look at that. Thanos comes in, does the snap. Oh! Right? That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it. It's so freaking cool. And he's very proc friendly, guys. Super proc friendly. Actually, Supergiant, Proxima, and Corvus are all very proc friendly characters. I'm very, very surprised. And Black Dwarf is too. And my Black Dwarf actually could do stage 99 Proxima also with this crappy build, level 60 guys. He could do it, no problem, you know, and I do have 87% physical attack on my cards. I do have a 20% increase to physical attack, and I do have 11% pierce, but man, they did a number for this guy. You know, he gets a 7% recovery of max HP every 5 seconds when his HP is below 90%, making him very tanky, well, actually just increasing his survivability quite a bit. You got the 1, the 2, gives him incapacitation and ignore targeting, guys. Yeah, I mean, I do believe you're probably going to be able to set up a pretty damn good PvP team amongst Supergiant, Cole, and Corvus. I mean, seriously, I think they're going to be a lot better. I think people are going to be sleeping on them a little bit in PvP because they're actually really good in PvE. And then the 3rd skill, an all attack buff by 35%. And this 3rd skill is crazy because you can hold this thing. Like, I thought you just hold it and it would just go away after a little bit, after so much time. Oh, no. Just like a channeling skill. You just hold it. Dude. He just spins and spins and spins. It's freaking amazing. Freaking Beyblade all the way. And then 4th skill gives him a 25% increase of max HP heal. That's an insane heal. And then a 35% increase of all attack. That is so great. And then he has an all defense down also that starts off at 25% and goes up to 50%. And then the 5th skill gives him damage accumulation based on how much damage he deals, which is amazing, guys. I mean, he doesn't even need his Awakened skill to have the damage accumulation, and he does have the paralysis on the skill that lasts for 2 seconds. And then he's got this crazy passive, and this is what's going to make him really good for PvP. It's just going to make him really good. And this leadership, although maybe I would use Supergiants instead for PvP, but we'll see. So let's preview his skills, take a look at him. And his skills look awesome too. Like, this big blubber of a dude gets it done, guys. He gets it done. Does that big charge, a few slashes. That's a long skill. Look at that thing. And then the 4. Oh my God. Freaking slams down. Oh my God, I love it so much. Seriously, guys, I was getting so excited playing these characters on Twitch. I was loving it. Now check this out. Do 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 do. You can just hold it, spin, spin, spin. So freaking cool. Let's hit the awaken skill. Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah. So awesome. Oh my God, man. I'm freaking hyped up, guys. I know we had that long maintenance and that really was kind of skewing things and it was making things very unpleasurable for a lot of us. But God Almighty, man, when you have these characters and you start playing with them in these uniforms, you're loving life. You're loving life. And guys, when I did that stage 99 Proxima, 140 proc, look at that, max HP, no Urus, level 60, right? When I did that stage 99 with Corvus, no Urus, 140% proc, and I will show you guys this in another video. I mean, they are freaking strong. I mean, Proxima, look at her build, guys. She is at level 70. Obviously, she's tier 3. And Supergiant, again, no Urus, low damage procs. Nothing special on any of these characters. All these uniforms are normal. Nothing special been done to any of them. I will say that I do believe the Shining Light is Proxima. I mean, don't get me wrong. The other characters are very strong. But for PvE, and you guys know that's really where my heart's at, Proxima, I think, is numero freaking uno. And we'll talk more about all of these characters and go in more depth about all of them. So I'm loving the crafting system. I'm loving all of the characters. I think the update, aside from the maintenance that we had, is wonderful. I am loving this update, especially now that I've got to play with all of these characters. So let me know how you're all feeling about the update and all of these characters and the crafting system. And I do stream on Twitch at Reset every day. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.